on the floor, remember I told you there's 1,000 market makers. Market makers is another word for a trader, to simplify it a little bit. These market makers, they make markets. And they make markets based upon the fair value of an option, and they also make markets based upon their position. All right? Let's just say that I'm long 3,000 call options at a certain strike. Do I want to keep buying more of those call options? Probably not. I might pull back a little bit. Let's just say that I'm short 5,000 options. It might be time to start buying some of those options back in. Maybe I sold those options a year ago at $5, then a few months after that at 3 and 2 and 1. Now these options might be worth a plain 50 cents. It's time for me to close out those trades and take that risk off and buy those options back in. So a market maker is managing a massive position. I'm probably, in my day, I had positions on 20 stocks. All right, today, you've got some of these pits have 400 stocks in them. Now, what else you see them doing when you walk on down is they've got the flat screens in front of them, right? And they've got their mouse. They're kind of going like this with their mouse. They're deciding how many they want to buy and how many they want to sell at what price. They might be 100 up. They're willing to buy 100 on the bid, sell 100 on the offer. They might be 500 on the bid and only willing to sell 10 on the offer. That's what they're doing. And like I said earlier, here you go, welcome. The market makers, yeah, they provide liquidity. And their payment for providing that order flow is the bid and ask spread that we mentioned earlier that has gotten so narrow. So that market maker has to be on the right side of volatility. Now, when we went by the SPX pit, you had seen, just a bunch of bodies and flashy coats and things, right? But what we also had in that pit of about 175 guys were brokers interspersed throughout the pit. And it was always, it's nice to stand in the vicinity of a broker because that's where the orders are going to come in. If you're a new market maker, you're going to probably be up on the top at the perimeter. And a lot of the action is going to be down below. At some point, you got to either shout out really loud to get on a ticket or maybe work your way down a little bit lower as things change in the pit. What do I mean by when things change? When we see market makers, we use the term they blow out, they lose all their capital. And now there's another spot a little bit closer to where the activity is. So the orders come in through the brokers, and the brokers trade with the market makers.